After what you went through, of course you don't feel the same. You weren't supposed to walk through something like that and come out unchanged. That kind of experience, it does something to you, not just emotionally, but mentally, physically, internally. It shifts how you process things. It shifts how you interpret people. It shifts how safe the world feels to you. And something in you had to adjust, just to survive it, not because you wanted to change people, but because you had to. And maybe part of you keeps wondering, what's wrong with me? Why am I more tired than I used to be? Why do things feel heavier now? Why does everything take more energy than it used to? Why don't I respond to life the same way I used to? Why do I pause more? Why do I think more before I speak? Why do I feel like I can't just be as open anymore? But the better question is, what did you go through that required this version of you to exist? Because when you go through something overwhelming, your system doesn't just bounce back. That idea that you're supposed to just return to who you were before, that's not real. Your system shifts. It becomes more aware. It starts scanning more. It starts noticing more, more protective, more cautious, more alert. Not because you're broken, but because something in you learned that it had to be that way in order to keep you safe. And that awareness doesn't just turn off overnight. You don't just wake up one day and go back to how you used to be, because now you've seen more, you've felt more, you've experienced things that changed your internal baseline. You may not trust as easily, you may hesitate more, you may take longer to open up to people. You may second guess things that you used to move through without thinking. You may notice things you didn't notice before. Shifts in tone, changes in energy. The way someone says something versus what they actually mean. Subtle things that other people overlook. And sometimes that level of awareness makes you feel disconnected, like you're on a different wavelength, like you're no longer who you used to be. And that can feel isolating, it can feel confusing, it can even make you question yourself. But the truth is, you're not supposed to be who you were before. That version of you hadn't seen what you've seen, hadn't felt what you've felt, hadn't had to process what you've processed. That version of you didn't need the level of awareness that you carry now. And even though it feels uncomfortable, there is nothing wrong with the way you've changed. There is nothing wrong with the way you move now. There is nothing wrong with needing more time, more space, more clarity. What you're feeling is the result of your system trying to find stability again, trying to understand what is safe and what isn't, trying to recalibrate, trying to rebuild a sense of grounding after something disrupted it. And that process is not quick, it's not immediate, it takes time, it takes space, it takes gentleness, it takes allowing yourself to be where you are without forcing yourself to rush back into who you used to be. So instead of asking yourself, why am I like this now? Try asking, what did I survive that made this necessary? Because your responses, your caution, your sensitivity, your awareness, they didn't come from nowhere. They came from experience. They came from what you had to endure. They came from what you had to figure out on your own. And over time, as you begin to feel safer again, as your environment becomes more stable, as your system starts to settle, you won't lose yourself. You're not stuck like this forever. You're not broken. You're not damaged. You're adapting. You're recalibrating. You're integrating what happened to you. And eventually, you'll find a new sense of balance, not the old version of you, but a more aware version, a more grounded version, a more discerning version. You'll become someone who still has depth, still has openness, but also has boundaries. Someone who still feels deeply, but also protects their energy. Someone who still moves through the world, but does it with awareness, not broken, not lost, just changed. And that change makes sense.